Commander Zextor studied the small blue planet through the viewport of his flagship, the Dominance Eternal. Behind him stretched a fleet of 300 warships, the pride of the Caltharian Empire. They had conquered 47 systems in the past century. Earth would be number 48. "Commander, we're receiving another transmission from the planet," his communications officer announced. Zextor waved a dismissive claw. "Let me guess. Another warning?" "Yes, sir. They're asking us to retreat beyond their orbital boundary. They say." The officer hesitated. "They say we've been warned 3 times, and this is our final chance." Laughter rippled through the bridge. The Caltharians had detected no significant military presence around Earth. A few satellites, some primitive space stations, nothing that could threaten a single one of their vessels, let alone an entire fleet. "These humans are amusing," Zextor said. "They have barely left their own atmosphere, yet they speak of borders in space as if they own the void itself." He leaned forward in his command throne. "Advance the fleet. Ignore all further communications." The armada moved forward, crossing the invisible line the humans had designated as their territorial boundary. For a moment, nothing happened. Then everything happened at once. The space around them didn't explode or shimmer. It simply changed. One moment, they were in normal space, approaching Earth. The next moment, they were somewhere else entirely. "Report." Zextor barked, gripping his armrests as alarms blared across every console. "Sir, we've been displaced. I'm reading impossible coordinates. We're no longer in the Sol system. We're nowhere on any star chart." Through the viewport, Zextor saw darkness. Not the darkness of space dotted with stars, but true darkness. Absolute. Suffocating. And then, shapes began to emerge from that darkness. They weren't ships. They weren't anything the Caltharians had words for. Massive geometric structures, impossible in their dimensions, folding in and out of reality. They moved with purpose, surrounding the fleet like predators circling prey. "Weapons." Zextor commanded. "Fire everything." The fleet's arsenal unleashed hell. Plasma cannons, quantum torpedoes, matter disruptors, every weapon that had shattered entire planets struck the approaching entities. The attacks passed through them like light through glass, causing no damage, no reaction. A new transmission crackled through every speaker on every ship simultaneously. It wasn't a voice. It was something older, something that translated directly into thought. "You were warned." The geometric shapes began to move closer. Where they touched the outer ships, those vessels simply ceased to exist. Not destroyed. Not atomized. They vanished from reality as if they had never been built, never been crewed, never existed at all. "Retreat. Full power to engines." Zextor screamed. But there was nowhere to retreat to. The darkness was everywhere, and the shapes were converging from all directions. Ship after ship blinked out of existence. Hundreds of vessels and thousands of lives erased in moments. In his final seconds, as one of the entities approached his flagship, Zextor understood. The humans hadn't been protecting themselves with their warnings. They had been protecting them. Earth's borders weren't defended by the humans at all. They were defended by something far older, something that had claimed this system long before humanity had even learned to make fire. The humans were pets. Protégés. Perhaps prisoners. But they were protected. The last thing Zextor saw before the Dominance Eternal ceased to exist was Earth, still spinning peacefully in the distance, completely unaware that an entire fleet had just been removed from the universe for daring to ignore a simple warning. In the emptiness where 300 warships had been, space returned to normal. The geometric guardians faded back into dimensions humans couldn't perceive, waiting patiently for the next foolish species to test Earth's borders. On Earth, in a bunker deep beneath Geneva, a technician noted the disappearance of the alien fleet in the log. Next to it, he typed, "Warning system effective." Recommended action, none. Status, Guardian Protocol active. He had no idea what the Guardian Protocol actually was. No human did. They had discovered it carved in symbols older than civilization itself, buried in ice in Antarctica. All they knew was that it worked, and that as long as humanity stayed within their designated boundaries, something ancient and unknowable kept them safe. The stars were full of predators. But Earth's cage was guarded by something far worse.